Good afternoon, America. This is Mr. Moss here from Moss Grills, and today we are in the Bronx, New York. We have the new grills here that we just delivered at the Christ Church in the Bronx, and we have these nice ladies here. We have Betty, and then we have two Bettys here, right? And then we have Puka here in the house, and today we're getting ready to give a brief introduction on how we're going to work these barbecue grills. So I'm going to go ahead and unveil it. Right, how you unveil the grill is that you take one end of the grill right here, cover, right? And you roll it off like this, okay? You roll it all the way off. And then after that, you can take the grill cover and you can put it to the side, right? Until you have to put it back on. So here we are. We got the double barrel grills. We got the single barrel with the smoker box. And I'm going to give you guys an introduction on how to work this. At the very top, you have smoke caps up here. So when you take the caps off, here, everyone already knows that the smoke is going to exhaust from out of the top there, okay? But if you want air to come in the inside, Betty, let me show you this over here. Okay. Both Bettys. So if you want air to come in the inside, you simply just unscrew this cap right here, okay? When you take this cap off, that little small hole, because there's fire in here, and everybody knows that fire looks for oxygen, right? So it's going to suck air at a high rate of speed inside that small hole. But that's how you control the temperature gauge, okay? So when you take the cap off here, the smoke is going to come out and it's going to pull air down at the bottom. And guess what's going to happen with the temperature? It's going to increase, right? Now, if you want the temperature to decrease, you take the smoke cap, put it back on here, and you just screw this cap on just a little bit right there, and then over time the smoke is going to stop, and then you're going to start seeing the temperature gauge. It's going to start gradually decreasing, okay? So that's how you control the airflow going in the inside of this particular side of the grill. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you an introduction of how to operate everything inside here. You have the top warmer grate, you have the rotisserie kit here, Betty, and then you also too have the sliding cooking grate, and then at the very bottom there's a charcoal pan here, right? So in order to pull this out, don't come straight out like this. As you see, it bangs up against the edges, right? So come out like this, about this far, lift it up in an angle, and then pull it out in an angle, okay? And then that way you don't have to worry about it banging up against the edges of the barbecue grill. So yeah, put it in an angle, drop it back down, and then it slides down like that, okay? Now, with the rotisserie, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Set that to the side. Now with the rotisserie, who's the cook here? Oh, okay. So whenever you guys got some meat to whatever down in the inside of the kitchen area, this is how you're going to operate the rotisserie. Okay? So what was that? I'll show you. See, in the inside of there, there's a little square hole. That's where the rod. The square hole right here is where the rod goes in the inside of the motor here itself, okay? So now you got a flame going here, right? You take about 3/4 of a bag of Kingsford. Don't go dump a whole bag. A lot of my clients, if you take a whole, put a big bag in there, these grills, you're gonna find out it's not even required at all. So put about a half a bag of charcoal in there, light it off, get it nice and hot. Now you got your meats and everything down there and their seasoning. And, you want to take this rod down there. These are called skewers right here. You pull the skewer off, you take the meat, you stick it in a hole. So if you got a chicken, I'm just going to use that as an example. Stick the chicken in a hole, you stick it down there, and you tighten up this area here. Then you take this skewer, you slide it in here, stick it in the meat, tighten that down. All right. And then after that, you come out with the kitchen. Now I tell a lot of my clients, when you come out here, if you got an open fire, make sure you protect your arms, okay? Because there's got heat down there. You don't want to accidentally burn your arms, okay? So take, have some long sleeves on. You come, and then you just slide this in this hole here, okay? You drop it down on the top of this piece of angle iron right here, okay?
Put this back on.
Yes, ma'am. It's just that simple, baby. There you go.
Okay, now I have a question.
Sure, yes.
Okay, can I take one chicken and put here and one chicken and put there?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Okay,
you
two
can.
chickens.
Yes, you could do that, but just keep in mind, if you do have that, the chickens could, you want to make sure they're put together because there's nothing holding it from the inside.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you slide one chicken in there, make sure you take the other chicken and put it in there so it's touching each other. Right, then take the skewers and stick it in there and tighten everything down.
Gotcha.
And then you should be able to have no problems with it sliding off. Okay? All right, so if you want to, when you get this in here, man, you take it. See how I just slid it in that hole right there?
Right.
Right. And then you also too want to take this, all right, just slide it in out here. So this is a stoppage, okay? So you take this, push this all the way up against the edge, and then tighten it down. And then what that's gonna do is that's gonna stop, prevent your rod from sliding out of the motor, okay?
Gotcha.
When it's cooking, okay? So, any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so with that being said, guess what? When you got the charcoals in here, your days of hanging out over a hot fire, getting your fingers burned, or smoking everything in your eyes, those days are over. Because when you're here barbecuing, and let's pull the rotisserie out. Let's just say you're not using rotisserie, you're just barbecuing today, okay? So you pull that out and get that out of your way, okay? So if you're in here, you got hamburgers, you got hot dogs, you got chicken or whatever on here, your days of hanging out over a hot fire, getting your fingers burned, that's over. Because when you're turning your meats and everything, you just slide it out now with all your meats on the outside of the grill, okay? And then you turn your hamburgers, your hot dogs, and everything on the outside of the barbecue grill. Now, we tell all my clients, you already know that if you got chicken, hamburgers, or meats, or anything like that on there, the grease is going to drip, okay? So, you may want to get like a piece of cardboard, or get like a, at Home Depot, they do sell the rugs down there. They only cost like $20 or $30. I recommend putting a rug down there, so that way when the grease do drip off, it's not going to drip on your concrete and cause a permanent stain, okay? Yeah, it'll drip out from up underneath here.
When you pull it out.
When you pull it out. Yeah, all your meats, and if you got chicken on there, the grease and stuff will drop down between the holes here, okay? So, yeah, so you don't have to hang out over a hot fire. It just basically slides in and out of the barbecue grill here, okay? Now, let's pull this off, because when you're done barbecuing, all your ashes and everything is going to drop in the inside of the pan. Guess what? Your days of scooping ashes out of the grill, those days is over. All the ashes will be contained in here. All you do is you pull this whole entire thing out and dump it in like a big trash, an aluminum or steel trash can, okay? Put your ashes in there. You put it back in this side here. You pour some more charcoals in there. You light it off. And then you're going to be ready to start cooking your barbecue all over again. And you get your grate in the inside here. That just slides in the C-channel. Like that. All right. Let's go ahead and put the rotisserie back in. Like that.
So when you hook this up to a Vectron,
Yes, ma'am.
the rotisserie turns.
Great point, and I'm glad that you bring it. I forgot to mention that. So yes, this is your power source right here that you're going to hook up to an extension power cable, right? And this is your on and off button. So when you turn that on, that's going to make a slow revolution rotation. Now the poundage that you could put on this motor right here is 24 pounds, okay? So you can have up to 24 pounds of meat without affecting burning out the motors and stuff. But if the motor or anything like that burns out, you just simply give me a call and I'll send you out another one for free of charge,
Got it.
okay?
Oh, this motor done burnt down already while we was standing here.
So can we use this rotisserie at the same time as we
If you put like hot dogs or something like that on here, you can do that. But like if you got chicken or anything like that, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you got hot links or hot dogs on there, you can have like meats on the side here and use a rotisserie over there. This is just basically pretty much used for if you're gonna cook like a big brisket or pulled pork,
right?
or if you're gonna do like a big
something
chicken
like
or
that.
pheasants, or I've even had some of my clients put a little small baby pig on there. I've seen that
Right.
before. Okay, so but yeah, this is used primarily if you're gonna pull this out and you're gonna do a rotisserie. But you can cook hot dogs or hot wings on your barbecue. Okay. Did that answer your question? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so moving right along, we're gonna push this back in. Okay, slide that on there. I'm gonna close the door, put this cap on, and then we're gonna come to this side over here because this side is just a little different from the other side. Okay, so this side is different because it has a smoker box on it. Okay, so this is the smoking side. So basically,
Right.
pretty much. You can cook on this side the same way that you cook on that side
Same
if
way.
you're not using this. But if you're using this, this is used for cooking meats at a slow temperature. Primarily about 200 to 250 degrees is what you're aiming for. So let's just say if you come in here and you put some apple wood, or you put some pimento wood, and you put charcoal or whatever in here, and you put all your meats and everything throughout over here on this side, you can close your door, and this is how you control the airflow here. You see this over here, ladies? This is called a dampener, okay?
Yes.
Go ahead and show that. That's your damper right there, and that's how you control the airflow to come to the inside of the charcoals here, okay? So if you got this door closed, this cap is off, and if you want to increase that temperature gauge, like I explained that time, you take this damper and you open it all the way up there. You're letting the max amount of air go in the inside to where your charcoals, your pimento, your apple wood, or whatever you have there. And then gradually over time, you're gonna see this temperature gauge. It's gonna start to increase, okay?
Right.
Now, you wanna kill that temperature gauge just like this side. You put the cap back on here, you come to this side over here, you close that air source out, and then eventually you're gonna see that temperature gauge start to go down, okay? And once again, this chamber is just basically pretty much used for smoking, but you can grill on this side also too. So you can grill or you smoke. On this side, you can grill or you can use the rotisserie. It's, you know, you could smoke on there too, because you could put a little woods and stuff to the far right hand side, and then put all your meat on the other side. That's called indirect barbecuing, so you can do that also too. All right, so is there any questions so far with that?
No, you're doing a great job.
Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna talk about is the bottom storage rack. You got the bottom storage area here, so this is your storage space that's used for putting your charcoals, putting your lighter fluid. You can put seasonings, you can put basically pretty much whatever you want to do underneath the barbecue grills here. And then also too, you have your caster locking wheels. So in order to lock these wheels, you simply just step on the button here, and to unlock it, you just click it up. All four legs have locks on them, okay? So I designed that because of the safety reason. I don't want this thing to ever roll around on any of my clients. So when it's stationed like that, step on all four buttons and it locks it into your place, okay? So as you can see, it's not hard to rotate around. When you're ready to move this thing, you just come behind it and grab it on the two poles like that, all right? Or you can have one person on that side, one person on that side, and then just move it to wherever you like to have it. Then after that, just step on the buttons and lock it, okay? I'm not really going to talk about this grill right here because guess what? I already explained it. Right. It's the exact same thing, okay? Did you guys have any questions about this? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Okay, yeah, it's the exact same thing as this side right here. Pretty self-explanatory. All right, so I'll go ahead and lock the wheels down here, and yep, the doors open up there. And you pull that top rack out also too, same way. You pull it out at an angle, and you slide it in at an angle, okay? Let's see. That's pretty much the introduction of the double barrel and the offset grill. You know, so I like to get a photograph and a picture